Pretty quiet trade deadline for the Clippers.
Yeah.
What happened?
Life come at you fast. No, we just, I think it was just amazing for both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being open and transparent with each other. I think it was the best move for both sides, and I think it worked out, both sides very well. So, I'm happy. Well, I'm sure they're happy where they are. They got some young talent. They got a couple picks, and then for me, just here with some great guys, and ultimately trying to compete for a championship. So, one of the best organizations that I've been in, from top to bottom, from Ballmer to El Frank. Everybody else in the front office to all the coaches staff, T. Lou, and all the coaches staff, JVG, that helped me still be the player that I am, and then for my teammates, why, and holding it down, and all the rest of the guys, Big Zoo. So I'm appreciative of the opportunity, and I would never forget it or take it for granted.
Did you have a chance to talk to Zoo? Did you have a reaction to that?
Yeah, I talked to Zoo yesterday, today, the day before. He was hurt, from his side, just because he didn't really understand, and he thought he'd probably never get traded, But, obviously he'd be traded before one time as, younger, but as he gets older, you understand that this is a business, you know what I mean? So whether it's the organization doing what the best, for the organization and for myself and him, well, I can speak for myself, but me doing the best for, my family and myself, and that's all that matters. So I'm just happy that it was an amazing, peaceful ending, and it's all love on both sides.
And speaking of the business though, but this is one of the destinations that you wanted, to come to Cleveland.
Yeah, they were the #1 seed last year. They're very talented, very well coached. Our organization is amazing, and so for me, I saw an opportunity to where I can fit in and potentially help, get over that next step. So. I'm happy, both sides saw, where I can fit at, and we made it happen.
I know how you feel about the organization and your former teammates, but I also want to ask you about the fans, because I think when you showed up, like being in Houston all those years, probably a lot of them were a little apprehensive. They didn't really know you, but they really kind of opened their arms to you. Just what can you say about the fan base and just kind of your message to them as you move on?
Appreciate it, man. From the wall to just everybody, into it, and the love and support that they showed me. The love and the feeling was mutual. Just being a kid from LA, having the opportunity to hoop in front of my family and friends and childhood people that I grew up with was an honor. You know what I mean? You don't really get that opportunity. So it was a blessing for those 2.5 years. And obviously you don't want situations to end, but there's a business side on both sides, and as you get older, you realize that. So I'm just happy that I had that opportunity first off, and that we ended it well.
Chris.
James, what is it about this situation that makes you feel like you're such a good fit?
You got a combination of young guys who understand the role and plays very well. JT, obviously. And you got a bunch of guys, obviously, you got the, Hancho and Don, but you got a bunch of guys that understand the role. You got athletic big, you got shooting everywhere, you got coaching everywhere. I just got to figure it out how, where I fit in. But that won't be hard at all. So I told the guys, just do what y'all do, and I'll figure it out. I don't want to, I'm good enough to figure it out and insert myself in. But no practices, this is my first time really, playing, 5-on-5, since, about a week ago. So it's a little rusty. I'm just happy we got the win, and we got some things to build on.
What specifically is the process for you trying to fit in with this group?
We'll see. It's only been one game, so we'll see what works. We'll see what doesn't work, and today was the first time. I don't even know that I don't even know how many catch and shoot opportunities that I had, this year. But this is the first time where I feel like I got at least 4 or 5 catch and shoot opportunities. So something I got to get used to.
What is it for you that's most exciting about playing with Donovan specifically?
Very, very unselfish. Tonight, you didn't even know he got 35. He's so quiet, but he's just so effortless, and he doesn't force. He doesn't, he just plays the game the right way, and it falls down the line. So I'm just happy to be in an environment where I can't get catch and shoot opportunities. So we'll see what goes from there. But like I said, I'm happy to be here.
James, if I can, a lot of the players on the Clippers were expressing general sadness about the way
way that the whole last few days have gone in terms of trades and all this stuff. When you hear former teammates and people within the organization say how sad they were to see that actually happen, what does that mean to you about and tell you about the mark that you left on the organization?
That's all I can do. You know what I mean? Like my job is to go out there and be a leader, be helpful, be encouraging to not only the players but like the staff members. Like we're human, you know what I mean? So like just an opportunity to bond with people, understand them and what they go through in real life and who they are as people, you know, their family, their kids. And that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Like people from the outside looking in, oh, James gets traded, or making jokes and, you know, joking around and saying things on social media. But in reality, we all live a real life and we all have jobs to do. To where I feel like I did my job in a sense of leaving an impact on, you know, maybe it's one individual, maybe it's a whole organization. And, you know, basketball is one thing. You know, you're trying to win a championship. It's only one team that wins a championship. But you still can be a really good person throughout the course of your time and wherever you are to people, because you never know who's having a bad day. And you never know what stamp you can leave on somebody's day or life. So, you know, man, it was real love, you know, for me. And like I said, this is a business I am. This is my 17th year, you know, doing it. So I understand that part of it. And then, you know, life goes on, it moves on, and you gotta move on with it.
Last question. When did the opportunity, you know, to the trade? When were you made aware of that, and how quickly did that come together? How long did you kind of know?
Maybe about a week. Maybe about a week. You know, I was informed that it's a possibility. And then I'm like, oh wow. But like me and, you know, Frank had communications about, you know, my contract and not being guaranteed, and, you know, which I understand that part. You know what I mean? Like there's a part where, you know, we're not good enough and they got to make decisions for their team. You know what I mean? So the opportunity came up and it was just like, all right, well, I got to make a decision for my family, and I feel like, you know, I think both sides made the right decision. So, credit to those guys, much love to those guys. You know, hope the best and much success. And you know, for the Cavs, I'm excited to be here and a bright future for us.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.